Before we get started, just a quick apology for any interruptions that you've suffered on the live stream today. We have been made aware of an internet issue, not just here at Arena MK, but in the local area. Hopefully we'll get through this final interrupted, and we will be back with uninterrupted coverage, rather. Let's hope Dan Dawson's about to interrupt me and get me out of jail here. Yeah, for the European Tour and the next Players' Championship event next month. Dan will fill in the gaps for those that may have missed what's been going on today, but it's resulted in Rob Cross reaching his second final and Ian Wright looking for his first title of 2017.
Yeah, that's the long and the short of it, and when you look at the paths to the final for these two, sometimes you see people make the final or have runs because the draw opens up for them. Well, in this case, we've got two guys who have beaten the top seed in their respective halves of the draw to get here. They have done it the hard way. Rob Cross has beaten Max Hopp, Tony Newell, James Wade to win his board. Okay. Then the number 2 seed, Mensur Suljovic, Darren Webster, and Kim Huybrechts, the number 6 seed. And those last two, look at Ian White doing the dab there. Ridiculous. Yeah, those last two games against Darren Webster and Kim Huybrechts, he's won 6-1. So Rob Cross has battered his way through. And then you look at Ian White. Peter Wright was the obvious man to beat. He threw an average of 120 yesterday. He won the title, 8 titles this year, and nearly won the Premier League as well. But he beat him 6-3. He beat James Wilson 6-3, and nobody had taken more than 2 legs off James Wilson over the course of the day. So Ian White has earned his place in the final as well. And what a final this could be.
Yeah, it certainly could. Fantastic decider in prospect here. That Mensur Suljovic match as well for Rob Cross. He had his back against the wall in that one. Took out a huge check out. I think it was 1-4-4 when he was facing the prospect of a 5-2 deficit and went on to win the match 6-4. He's certainly shown bottle as well as quality today. Kim Huybrechts in the semi-final just looked like a man that did not know what had hit him.
Well, it's becoming a regular feature, people facing 25. Rob Cross and that particular feeling, because he has not just burst.
This time Rob will throw first for the ball.
He has just exploded into life as a PDC pro. And I don't think anybody expected him to achieve what he has done already.
It would be nice to know. Maybe we'll find out if he wins the final. And you hot-foot it across the arena to interview him, what he expected to achieve.
Well, I have asked him this before, and he's just a very uncomplicated sort of character, Rob Cross. He just seems to want to play darts. He's hungry. There's no scar tissue, there's no fear or anxiety, no worry about playing the best players in the world. He's just living the dream. He's quit his job, he was an electrician. He's playing darts full time now, and he's just loving the life of being a pro darter and seeing how far he can go. He's not defending anything. He won't be for a couple of years. So there's no stress. I mean, you look at what he's won already. He's won 1 title.
That's a bullseye.
But if you tot up the amount of money he's won, it's, you know, 40 grand around this year. It's not bad for 5 months' work.
Yeah, well, he's going to probably break the £50,000 barrier, perhaps today or very soon, if not, heading towards the top 50 in the order of merit already. It's quite an incredible achievement for a complete newcomer. We've seen, of course, over the years, players move across from the BDO with a huge fanfare and make a kind of expected impact. But for someone to graduate from the second tier tour and do this is quite remarkable.
123.
Yeah, it really is. And it just keeps on going. You know, it doesn't appear to be a flash in the pan. People have purple patches. They go through spells of playing very good darts, and we see that. We see 81. That with a number of the established pros. They'll have little days or weekends or a month or two where they have a number of runs.
100.
But Rob Cross has just been like this from the word go and continues to impress.
Yeah, well, he's beaten some big names. Mentioned some of them in the semi-final. The likes of James Wade, Adrian Lewis, Raymond van Barneveld have all come a cropper against Cross. One man he hasn't managed to beat yet is Ian White. Met on a couple of occasions, and Diamond has got the job done on each of those. And he's a man who's not averse to picking up a Pro Tour title. Hasn't had one yet this year, though.
No, but he did pick up 3 last year, and he didn't lose a final last year. In fact, his last 4 finals, dating back to October 2015, he has won them all, including that one that we keep
100.
mentioning, where he beat Michael van Gogh in 6-0. Ian White knows what it takes to win these floor titles, and he's going to get a chance at the 1-2-2 to hold his throw in the opening leg. However, Rob Cross is poised.
Well, let's have a look then. Ian White's already wasted that opportunity, and Cross ready to pounce and make
84.
a perfect start with a break of throw. 20 for tops.
He'll do this, Rob. Takes a moment. Stares down a double in a slightly confused look on his face. Absolutely baffled why it didn't go in.
40.
That one was further away.
He hasn't been missing much today, but he's handed Ian White a chance back to hold his throw. Decides to split, because he likes double 16, but he's having to step across.
22.
And he can't find the bed.
Well, Ian White's turn to miss a couple of darts at double, and Rob Cross, you don't expect
Game time.
him
And the
to
first
miss
leg, Rob Cross.
handfuls of darts
Second
at
leg is
double,
Rob
and
to
he
throw
duly
for-
obliges by hitting double 10. Gets a break of throw, and already Ian White may be feeling the pressure. But you mentioned that massive outshot that Cross took against Suljevic that changed the game there. Ian White's had a moment of magic like that today, hasn't he? He did it against Peter Wright with a 164 check out.
97.
Yeah, that was a huge, huge check out. I think at the time White was 4-3 ahead, and that was to break. Took him within touching distance of winning the match. Really, I said at the time, if he gets this, it would be an effective match winner, and it proved to be the case.
Well, it could be something like that. One massive check out, one great leg, an 11 or 10 darter that may prove to be the difference, because these guys have shown that they are playing top level darts here in Milton Keynes today.
And interestingly, for both of those players, those finishes came against the top seed in their half of the draw. So they were the two players that really tested them. I know
140.
we've had some close games. White's had a couple of 6-5s. But they really pulled out the big darts when it mattered. And that is what they might need to do to pick up the
77.
title.
Well, it's the old Michael van Gogh mantra, isn't it? Do the right thing at the right moment. And when you're playing the best players in the world, they're the kinds of things you have to do to turn games in your favour. And big check out for each guy against the top seed in each half has been enough to get them past those
140.
obstacles, and now these two collide in the final. And Ian White has responded well to those missed darts in the opening leg. He's giving himself an opportunity to break back
57.
and level the match at 1 apiece.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, he's a man who knows how to win finals. Has won 7 PDC titles, Ian White. Now he's just having a little think about whether to go for the 11 or not. Does, and finds the treble, which meant he got a dart at double 14.
107.
In the end, Cross has a chance for one of those big checkouts that we've just been talking about.
And it's not going to go the 170, but Ian White, I would expect him
97.
to split this. He's been doing this today. He did it in the first leg, of course. Well, he might be looking straight at the double 7.
Game
Oh,
shot.
he
And the
is,
second
and he
leg.
goes straight
Ian White.
at it, and he
Third
hits
leg,
it.
it's Ian
So
to
Ian
throw
White
first.
with a 13 darter breaks back, 1 apiece.
Confident and assured start from Ian White. Neither player really in the first couple of legs hit the heights that we've seen so far today, but it's warming up nicely.
99.
And we know that they're both able to raise their game when needed.
Well, certainly against James Wilson in the semi-finals, Ian White played
140.
consistently well, but there were little moments, little runs of perfect darts that he put together. Did it in the second leg, back-to-back 180s. Did it in the 7th leg, back-to-back 180s, and then took out 82 in 2 darts. Had 136
24.
check out for a 12 darter. James Wilson just couldn't live with him in the end. Now, if he plays at that sort of level, Rob Cross is going to have to be somewhere near his best to
60.
deal with it. It's not quite at that level at the moment, as you say.
Yeah, not quite. White averaged around 103 in defeating Peter Wright, but it has to be said that the only time that Rob Cross has been beaten over this Players' Championship weekend is when his opponent averaged 120.
93.
Well, the way that Rob Cross is going about his business as a PDC pro, he's obviously made an impression, and maybe, you know, we've obviously got people watching this at
45.
home, maybe watching this back on YouTube many years from now. But the question will be, how far can Rob Cross go in the big TV tournaments? Because we've only seen him at
96.
one TV tournament, seen him there twice. Once as an amateur qualifier at the UK Open, once as a fully fledged pro, and the only people who've beaten him are the guys who've gone on to win the tournament.
140.
Michael Van Gerwen last year and Peter Wright this year. He can't really do much more than lose to the champion.
Well, he can either lose to the champion or be the champion himself here today. He's got a chance to make it 3 breaks
99.
on the spin. 3-figure combo in front of him, but one that just requires 1 treble, and he's found that already. Eyeing up double top,
96.
pulled it a bit low, and White now gets a chance to edge ahead.
To go into the lead for the first time, the Diamond Ian White double 10. Had some problems with this earlier. Wrong side of it.
10.
And inside of it this time, double 10 causing some problems for Ian White. He's had darts in every single leg. Only once has he managed to hit the winning double so far.
Well, Rob Cross misses the same target. Surprised that he's left double 5 by going inside the double 10. But now he'll be cross
No
with
score.
himself for going inside the double 5.
Yes, Rob is cross.
That could be the nickname, couldn't it? Just like, it's about as good as Steve West's.
Game shot in the third leg.
Anyway,
Ian
game
White.
shot Ian White, first
Fourth leg,
hold of
it's Rob
throw.
to throw first.
Well, uncharacteristic missed doubles from both of these guys.
100.
Just wonder. There will be some nerves. There'll be a bit of tension. Obviously, Rob Cross, he has made 1 final. This is only his second one as a PDC pro, and this is
100.
Ian's first final this year. And despite the fact that Ian White, fantastic floor player with 7 titles to his name,
180.
fantastic visit from Rob Cross there. That's his first 180. You know, they are very, very tough to win these, and Ian White will value every single one of them. It's not... There's several £1,000s riding on this as well. It's difficult to
100.
go up there and play your best game of the day in the final.
$180.
Well, Rob Cross has found his range now. Ominous signs here for Ian White. Back-to-back 180s from Rob Cross. We hadn't had one in the match until 30 seconds ago. Now Cross has fired in a couple and is looking to level up with the best leg of the match.
137.
Well, it's enough to get White to a finish, but it may be academic. Oh, well, he's hit the 7. And
25.
Rob Cross, when it comes to the doubles, it's not quite what it's been from him over the course of this weekend. He couldn't, could he?
Well, he went the same route, but didn't find the same target, and Cross has a chance to repair the damage from the previous visit.
61.
Double 8 required to restore parity at 2 apiece.
Game shot and the
This
fourth leg.
time he
Rob
sinks
Cross.
it, and we
Fourth
are
leg, it's
level.
Ian to throw first.
And this is simmering away nicely.
Well, obviously, Rob Cross was beaten yesterday by Peter Snakebite Wright, the eventual winner. We were talking with Peter later on after the tournament, and he was full of praise for Rob, wasn't he? He was saying just
100.
he's astounded by how well he has adapted to life on the tour in a very short space of time.
98.
Yeah, I think everyone is astounded at what Rob Cross is achieving as a PDC professional.
Because compare it to Peter Wright, you know, when he came back to playing pro darts after all that time
140.
away, he didn't just suddenly become the player he is now. His first year, he was struggling to make ends meet. You know, we were not for that run to the
140.
World Final. He'd started winning games by then, obviously, but were it not for that run to the World Final, he might have quit for good. But the first year, he was winning nothing at all. Whereas Rob Cross, I mean, look at him. It could be 2 titles in the first 5 months of the year.
140.
I guess it's a vindication of the kind of 3-tier system now that is in place in the Professional Darts Corporation. The Development Tour, the Challenge Tour, which Rob Cross won
180.
as he fires in a third max. And now he's progressed to the main tour, having learnt how to win, having gotten used to winning, and he's just carrying it on. But Ian White may have something to say about that. Missed double 14 earlier on for this finish. But this time,
Game
he
shot
finds a
and fifth
target.
leg. Ian White. 6-leg gets Rob to throw first.
It just feels like these two are stepping it up as this final goes on. Rob Cross has hit 3 180s in the last
99.
2 legs, but White responds with a 1-2-1 check out for a 12 darter. They're both guys who will just seem to get into a rhythm. There'll be no antics, there'll be no strutting about, no gamesmanship. I know Rob Cross takes his time
57.
sometimes and will take a step back, but it's almost predictable when he's going to do it. It's usually when he's throwing for a double and he gives it a weird look.
Yeah, this is
100.
almost the perfect setting for these two to prosper. We know what can happen on the big stage. It can happen to the best. Ian White in the past has been a man who's, I think accused is a strong word, but has been accused of not having the bottle to go further than perhaps the quarterfinals in events. He's had some fantastic games with the best players in the world, and but for a brilliant 160 checkout from Gerwyn Price, he would have been in a semi-final this year. But he just does look so comfortable in these floor events.
92.
Yeah, he really does, and I just get the feeling that if he continues to play as he does do on the floor, and indeed at the major tournaments until, the last leg of the quarterfinals, it's only a matter of time before he gets over the line, because he is getting closer. And there may be a mental block.
41.
It's 7 major quarterfinals that he's made it to, and that one against Gerwyn Price really did hurt Ian. I interviewed him after that game. He missed a number of darts for
94.
first place in the semi-final, but once he gets over that line, he could go on and win it, because he has the ability to throw 100 average over a long format and hit 50% of his doubles, and that can be enough. If you hit the right shot at the right time, that can be enough to win titles.
59.
Well, the right shot. The Rob Cross here is 116. Doesn't matter if it goes in this visit, but it may well do. Double 18.
$80.
Rob Cross is a new one for his repertoire, where he hits a target, has a look at it, and then sort of pulls a face as if to suggest, oh, a bit lucky there, a bit close.
60.
I just thought he was checking if the double was still in the same place. Well, he might have thought it was
Game shot and the 6-leg. Rob Cross.
a little bit further
Seventh
down, but
leg
in the
gets
end he
Ian
finds
to
double
throw
9.
first.
And again, it's just perfectly poised. Finally in the balance, this final.
Well, that was a rare leg where the guy who's won it has done it at a canter without any real pressure, and that will just make Rob Cross perhaps feel a little bit better about things. But he's going to
180.
have to find a break of throw from somewhere, and Ian White firing in his first maximum. If he gets going on the scoring, as he did in the semi-finals against James Wilson, where he hit 4 180s and a 177.
77.
If he does start firing in the 180s, it's going to be very, very difficult to get that break of throw that he needs.
Well, he can't follow it.
57.
He's kind of cut it in half by not scoring a treble at all in that visit. Rob Cross has a chance to get back in contention in this leg.
55.
But a poor visit from him as well. We mentioned, Rob Cross reaching the semi-final
60.
yesterday and getting beat by the astronomical average and brilliant performance by Peter Wright, but Ian White was knocked out in the second round, so it's a great bounce back from him.
140.
Yeah, it certainly is. But Ian White, even though this is his first final this year, he's been there or thereabouts in a number of tournaments. You know, quarterfinals and semi-finals.
82.
Made a semi-final of the UK Open qualifiers, made a semi-final on the Euro Tour, beating Michael van Gerwen, of course, and beating him well, 6-1.
Well, I think that was the one, wasn't it? The indicator that Ian White was
59.
finding his form again. He's kind of a banker to pick up a title or two every year, Ian White, and yeah, he'd been reaching quarterfinals and, like you said, the semi on the UK Open. But when we saw him beat Michael van Gerwen like that, we knew that Ian White was in contention for honours again. Now, should take aim at the bull, has to, and he's landed
Game
it.
shot and the
A
seventh leg.
1-2-2
Ian White.
to go with a 1-2-1 earlier
Rob
on.
to throw first.
Ian White's finding the big finishes.
Yes, he is. Had to go for it. Cross was on a finish. I know it was a big one, but you
140.
can't let these guys have stabs at those. We know, we've talked about these moments of magic that they're conjuring up to turn big games in their favour.
134.
Rob Cross never looks like a man who gets stressed or anxious or flustered.
180.
He just does that straight back at you. It's 180 number 4 for the man from Sussex.
Yeah, really has taken to professional darts like a duck to water.
96.
Rob Cross. Everything gone swimmingly so far. There is the argument as well that he's yet to really face any
81.
battle scars. But he's making his own luck, isn't he? The other thing is that by virtue of now being seeded for these tournaments, he's actually making his run effectively easier. He's not meeting the big names in the first couple of rounds, he's meeting them later on.
135.
Yeah, that should happen in theory, certainly. Now, does he stay there or does he go tops tops? He does stay there.
80.
Double 10 for 4 apiece.
80.
Now, Ian White took out a 1-3-6 in the semi-final against James Wilson. If he can repeat the trick here, it could be decisive. Treble 20, double 8. The first part is there. Oh, not quite for Ian White,
96.
but with both men having some issues on this double 10, it's not a done deal that this is 4 apiece.
Game shot and the 8th leg.
Tell a lie,
Rob
it
Cross.
is.
9th leg.
Bang
it's
in the
Ian
middle.
to throw first.
Yeah, it is 4 apiece, and that means we have a race to 2 legs on our hands. We knew it would be close. We knew it would be good.
The old News of the World rules. And Ian White knows all about that. Made the final
137.
a long while ago. Had more hair.
Still got more hair than Rob Cross.
Billiard ball's got more hair than Rob Cross.
100.
This match started with back-to-back breaks of throw. Since then, it has just been hold after hold. And it has been tense, and it has been fascinating stuff.
140.
But tense and fascinating is not good enough for Rob Cross because he needs to find another break of throw. And the way this leg is going, it might have to be in a last
41.
leg decider
51.
for Rob Cross.
It's been played at a steady pace. A pace that perhaps does suit both of these players. And it just has had the sense of a match that has been simmering away, waiting for some kind of
100.
explosion, something to happen. Ian White's had those couple of 120 odd finishes, but is there something huge that's going to win this match? Is it going to
140.
be Rob Cross that finds a massive finish to break in a decider? Something, it just seems, is going to happen. 1-2-4. Could he add that to his run of big checkouts? Doesn't need to. Sensible stuff from Ian White. It may be,
92.
but none of that happens, and he just holds through and holds out for victory.
Well, it's an interesting dynamic, this, because Ian White
134.
has been around for a long time. He's a very, very solid, reliable pro. Even more than solid. He's got 7 titles to his name. Double 16 for 5-4. double 8 to go within a leg of the title. And
Game's
there
on.
it
And the
is.
ninth
It's a
leg.
14
Ian White.
dart leg.
Tenth
Very
leg. It's Rob
neat
to
and
throw
tidy
first.
stuff from these two. But he must see Rob Cross arrive on the scene, do what he's done, and the hype and the buzz around this guy.
59.
And there must be a bit of Ian White that just thinks, well, hang on. It's very early days. I've been here for years. I've been winning titles year after year after year. And, you know, Ian was on the verge. He was close to being picked for the Premier League. He had a poor World Championship that probably cost him. I think he admitted himself that he was thinking about it and it put too much pressure on him. Now he just tries not to think about that at all, and what will be, will be. But he must see new players turn up, like Rob Cross.
140.
There's all this hype. It's like, what they're going to do? Are they going to go and win big titles? Could they be a world champion? Could they be in the Premier League? And he's like, well, don't forget about Whitey.
Yeah, almost like Ian White's got his foot on the door and the likes of Rob Cross are trying to burst their way through and get past him. But if he holds him off here, he will pocket
42.
the £10,000 winner's cheque and take his first title of the year and 8th of his career.
52.
Well, there's just a little opportunity here for Ian White if he can pile in a big score to try and get this done and dusted without the stress of a last leg decider.
137.
And it's good. It is good from Ian White. It's not quite good enough to get to a finish. But now Rob Cross. Is the pressure telling?
94.
That's a great last dart.
It is perhaps still advantage Ian White in this leg. There might only be one way to stop him going on to take the title right here, right now, and that might be to take out 156 because he's found a treble.
He's thinking about the bullseye here, isn't he? Yeah,
94.
he was. He's hit the 14. Now, it's not the end of the world for Ian White, but he may only get a dart at the bullseye when he should have guaranteed a dart at a double. And he is going to get a go at the 88, Ian White, for his first title of the year
80.
and his 8th in total in PDC darts. The Diamond wants 88 for a 6-4 win and to deny Rob Cross a second PDC title.
He will take aim at treble 20. 18 then. It is the bullseye. And he
40.
hasn't got close. Nailed it earlier in the match. Now Rob Cross. What have you got?
Well, now we'll see what he's made of, Rob Cross. 76. And it needs to go. And he only gets one dart at double 18. Fiddles with the flights. Takes a moment, stares it down. It has to go, Rob. And it does go. What a dart. Iron ring stuff from Rob Cross. 5 apiece. This final is going the distance.
One leg will decide who pockets £10,000 and wins Players' Championship 12. Rob Cross keeps his hopes alive with a brilliant finish.
83.
We said it could be a big checkout. It wasn't a big checkout in terms of how big it was mathematically, but that was huge from Rob Cross.
It really was. One dart in hand. Has to hit the double. And it went.
82.
And that is a valuable, valuable 57. Let's not forget that Rob Cross did win his title, beating Mervyn King in the final. That was 6-5 as well. He managed to deal with the nerves and come through it on that
140.
occasion. Can he do it here against the Diamond Ian White?
Well, White, the wily old competitor,
96.
has the experience, knows how to win these Pro Tour finals. Said that he's won his last 4. Well, Rob Cross, the new kid on the block, has won the only one that he's been in. Very interesting complexion. Which will win through? It's poised perfectly. Still no closer to knowing. One big visit here could change that.
100.
White, perched just outside the danger zone, the finishing zone. He's going to leave a finish
60.
with this visit. The question is, how easy will it be? That is a belter.
80 scored.
80 scored, 98 remain.
100.
It will do for Ian White. He's on a 2-dart combo. He should get at least one more match dart. He has missed one at the bullseye already. Rob Cross is down to a
134.
finish.
Well, this time Diamond White should get a dart at a double. He will get a dart at double top. And he's clattered it off the other
58.
one, and we said a big finish could determine the outcome of this match. Well, Rob Cross, your moment has arrived.
We talked about moments of magic that have swung the big games against the big name players so far. Ian White and Rob Cross have conjured them up so far. Could Rob Cross conjure one up in the last leg, in the final, to win it? Oh my word, he's gone double-double and the first one went out the board.
36 left, yeah.
A valiant effort. It would have been special. But it's not done just yet.
Well, he didn't get the dart for the match. White's had one. That's two. Well, maybe missed doubles will be the thing that happens.
15.
Missed doubles were the thing that have happened, and Ian White has missed 4 of them for the match, and Rob Cross has a chance to double his title tally in his debut season.
My word. Ian White battled and fought all the way. He bought himself the opportunities, but 5 darts for the title have been missed by the Diamond. Double 18 for Rob Cross, and it is there. Rob Cross wins his second PDC title. 6-5 against the Diamond Ian White.
Left or right thing.
Yeah,
anyway.
wonderful
Play
day
that.
for Rob Cross. Doubles his tally of PDC titles. What a debut season it is turning out to be. Credit to Ian White as well, getting himself to that final, knocking out Peter Wright en route and taking it all the way to a last leg decider. But 5 missed darts at double handed Rob Cross the opportunity, and he has now won 2 Pro Tour titles in his first season as a PDC professional. Let's see what he thinks of it. He's going to talk to Dan Dawson now.
I'm here. We're going talking to that camera there, mate. Congratulations, Rob. Your second PDC title. You've just beaten Ian White in... It was a thriller of a final to watch, but it probably wasn't as high quality as some of the other matches you played today.
Yeah, I felt, I don't know, that semi-final what I played, a lot of fatigue after that, and I saw it was like I emptied the tank on that one game, unfortunately. It was a bit edgy there too. It was a nervy final really, and I got lucky, I think. So.
How have you managed to ride the nerves, keep everything calm? Because this is your second PDC title. You've only been playing on the full tour a few months.
It's you just keep writing it really. It's one of them, yeah. You get up there and I don't believe it comes a little bit naturally, but you've just got to bear with it really. It's not easy, but it's tough, and the players what you're playing, they're all fantastic.
I know you were winning on the Challenge Tour. You won the whole Challenge Tour Order of Merit last year, and you convinced yourself playing at the UK Open that, yeah, I can do this. I can be a PDC player. But did you really expect to achieve what you have achieved already?
I think the expectations they've exceeded what I personally had. But you set yourself out goals at the start of the year. My goals were try and make every TV major, and just sort of keep going from there really, which I've done. So. Now we have new goals, and it's going well. I'm enjoying it and all. So I'll get a nice 3 weeks for the family. So I'm over the moon with that.
Well, you talk about new goals. What are the new goals? I mean, they've exceeded your initial expectations. You've won 2 PDC titles now. I mean, what is the next step?
Well, before today, it would have been finishing the top 32 at the end of the year, try and get up there, and just keep working. Like when you're putting yourself in these positions, you're learning all the time. It's hard. It is hard to keep sort of keep calm under the pressure and everything. But the more I put myself here, I believe I'm going to get better. So just keep experiencing it really.
You've come to Milton Keynes this weekend, Rob. the only game you have lost. Somebody averaged 120 against you. Even then, you averaged 109 and took 3 legs off him. Is this the sort of standard that you're able to maintain right the way through a year, 2 years? Can you get better?
I believe I can get better. I've seen better things on the practice board too. So all the time you're trying to just creep out a little bit more every week and keep progressing really. And that's what I'm doing. So hopefully it just carries on.
Well, look, progressing pretty phenomenally. Rob Cross, your winner here at Players Championship 12, beating Ian White in a deciding leg in the final. The Pro Tour action will be back. The European Tour is Hamburg. That's going to be in a few weeks' time. Then we're going to be back on the Pro Tour for more Players Championship action. But before that, we've got the World Series events in Dubai, and that will be followed by the World Cup of Darts. England, Scotland, Holland, even Gibraltar will be taking part. We'll see you more action live PDC Darts on PDC TV very soon.